Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Dominique, and I am doing another reaction video. So we're just gonna get right into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend if y'all feel like sharing with somebody to maybe brighten up their day or whatever. So yeah, let's get started. Story time. EWC doesn't care about their waxers. That's all I'm gonna say.
My first day of training, I only learned how to properly wax underarms, brows, upper lip, and a Brazilian. I asked the manager if I could please have another day of training because I did not feel
Brows or
comfortable.
lips.
She assured me that since I performed 4 Brazilians with her that day, I would be fine. The only reason why she wanted me on the floor so bad was because I joined in February and Valentine's Day was right around the corner. The next day, I was booked from 2 to 8 with back-to-back Brazilians, brows, full butts, and full legs. Mind you, I had never independently waxed
Oh no.
before. I was so overwhelmed. I still don't know how, but I survived. Another trainee like me quit on her first day because they did the same thing to her.
Yeah, with EWC, for those who don't know, that's the European Wax Center. It's a very popular wax franchise. It's probably, I'm sure it's the biggest in the country. Um, I hate that happened to her, especially with training starting off because it's a lot of pressure training. But with me, I kept an open mind. I was just focused on like trying to just learn and not get too caught up in like being nervous and showing my nervousness. I don't know if that's a word. Showing showing that I was nervous with the clients. With training, I just went with the flow and trusted my gut, and I just had to keep telling myself, encouraging myself, like it's okay. Like I'm gonna learn this. I want to learn this. So I just gotta get through this hurdle, and I'll be just fine. But yeah, I'm sorry. I hate that happened to her. And she's what she say a lip, brow, Brazilian. When I was working at European, I would that would be like a 30-minute service. Yeah, 30 minute. But I've had like one maybe two regulars. They would end up booking that within like 15 minutes. But and which I kind of mind and I kind of didn't mind because they didn't have but so much hair. So I would sometimes like run over the 15 minutes, maybe take like up to 20 minutes to wax them. But when you become a speed waxer, you kind of just go with the flow and like get people in and out, and eventually sometimes you do get caught up on your time, and if you're booked back to back, you do end up getting like caught up on your time because typically for me Brazilians take like from like 7 to up to 15 minutes typically, normally 7 to 10 minutes. So and if you get 15 minutes for that appointment, you can kind of like that's how you pretty much you used to like 5 or ever so minutes to get caught back up on your time if everybody's on time, and you can wax them pretty quickly, especially if they're regulars too. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's kind of tough in the beginning. But if you really want to wax, be a waxer, like you're gonna endure it and want to learn and just you know it's more good than bad. I'll say that. It's more good than bad. We'll go ahead and watch this one. So I'm waxing my first client this morning as I'm spreading the wax on her coochie lip. A roach. A roach jumps out of her lips and onto the wax. And yes, I took a pic. What the heck?
Y'all be getting waxed. Y'all might want to check the wax first, cause I don't believe her story.
What?
So she said she was waxing her client, and she's spreading the wax on her coochie lips. This bitch is saying that a roach crawled out of this woman's vagina,
How?
and she waxed over it. I'ma show you. Can you spot the roach? Can you spot it? Where the fuck is Waldo?
Yo.
Do you see it?
That is a big look. Oh my gosh. Dang, I wish I could like y'all see it. It's like right there at the bottom. Oh my. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. Like, that makes me want to cry. That makes me want to cry. Yo, if I seen that, I've never seen any bugs from any clients during my time, being a waxer at all. So, and I'm thinking like, that can't be a regular roach. And as y'all can see, it's a big roach. Like, that can't be a regular roach to survive that. Yo, what would y'all do? What would y'all do? Leave a comment down below. What would y'all do in a situation like that? Oh my gosh.
It's right there. I just have a couple questions.
Right.
Why would you wax over a roach that is coming out of a woman's vagina? Like, I understand I gotta make a profit, but this shit will tarnish your reputation.
And I guarantee, like, if this was to happen at EWC, like, they would still want you to wax that person. They would not want you to stop the service. Oh my god, that is so disgusting. That's so disgusting. Why did I do that?
So I was reading, like, the people who do waxes and stuff, they supposed to, like, prep, sanitize, all that shit.
Right.
You wipe her coochie down, and you see a roach, and something in your head tells you, yeah, we're just gonna wax over it. Do you know how disgusting roaches are?
Yeah, I would have to stop the service because ain't no way. Like, I can overlook a lot of things, but a bug, a roach, anything coming out like that, no, we gotta stop the service. Sorry, honey, but no. And I'm thinking, like, what if that lady, like, has some type of weird fetish? What if she had, like, a weird roach fetish where she stuck... Oh, I know this sounds disgusting, y'all, but what if she had a fetish where she stuck roaches up her thing? Like, I mean, how else would that happen? I just don't understand that. I don't.
And then she deleted her post. Don't make it seem like everybody was no, it's you. I want to know who coochie this came from. Because does she know that you out here saying she basically a roach motel?
A roach motel.
Yeah, it's not adding up, boss.
It's not. I got so many questions. A roach motel. That's funny. Wow. Okay, moving on. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Beauty with the Twist podcast. I binged watched all of her videos before I started my business, just to like get a general idea of what to do, what to expect, and little tips and advice with other things like with marketing, setting up, I got all types of knowledge and advice from her podcast. So I highly recommend Beauty with the Twist podcast if you're needing like any tips, if you're looking to start your own business in the beauty industry. She has different type of guests on there too, like nail techs, lash artist, brow artist, esthetician, waxers, people who do facials. She's even had tattoo artists on there, so it's a good podcast.
I want to hear a weird waxing story that you have. This current client, I'm going to keep her very anonymous, but I was waxing her Brazilian, and after every single time I pulled a strip, okay, her man was there, by the way, and he was standing right next to us.
Okay, so she's laying on the bed. Like,
she's laying on the bed. I'm on this side. He's on this side, right?
Okay.
And after every single time I pulled a strip, he would kiss her. And I was like, okay, like trying to mind my business, not look.
Not like making out, just like
not
regular
making out,
me.
but just every single strip was a kiss. Then we do knees up to chest. I'm, applying the booty strips, and he's like spanking her butt. I'm like, you gotta be
like
kidding
a
me.
slap or like a tap?
Just like a
That's too
tap,
much.
but it was making me clap,
No.
He's making it clap. That's too much though. Like, no, you doing too much, boss. You doing too much. I'm gonna need you to step out.
I just felt disrespected, but I didn't know what to say. And we're at the end of the service, and I let her know, like, hey, girl, you do have a couple little hairs left over. I tried my best to tweeze them all, but we really need to work on exfoliating. And he's like, oh my God, $60 and you didn't get all the hair?
He did not just tell you that.
He said that, and then we walk up to the front, and I'm like, oh, it's actually 70. I was like, oh my God. I was so embarrassed and just uncomfortable. And they're both really nice people, and they probably didn't mean anything, but I did have to send her a message after and ask her, next time, can you please just come in? And unfortunately, your boyfriend is no longer welcome in here. Yes. It just made me feel uncomfortable.
Because that's too much. Like, and I see, that's a prime example of why where I worked at, like, they didn't want two people in the room unless they were a minor, unless you were waxing a minor, have a parent guardian in the room with them. But yeah, when there's like two friends in the room, two people, like, it's too much. Like, and it interferes with it can interfere with the service, because like the person you're waxing is distracted, the friend or boyfriend, whoever's sitting in the chair in the corner is distracting them. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, story time part 2. Oh, maybe I should have got the part 1 for this. Why I do not wax men. We'll watch it anyway.
I didn't expect this to blow up as much as it did, but I do want to answer and go more in depth about the situation that happened. When I waxed this guy, first of all, when he came in, he had an appointment with different waxers. At the time period, I had like my consistent clients and men that I did see and I was comfortable with. So once he saw me, I walked out from checking someone out. He was like, "No, never mind, I want her." So I already felt like, why do you want me? I never waxed you before. You don't know how I wax. Like, and he did it. He was like staring at me. I looked cute. I just got my hair done for my birthday. Had a blonde wig. I was cute. So I get that. But he was like, I want her. So that was already like a red flag for me. And 2, when we get in the room, like I said, I was cleansing him. I did his bikini line first. He was already grunting. He was aroused, which that is normal for men, because it's actually easier for them to get waxed when they're aroused. Like, it's easier to wax them, their bikini, when they're aroused, versus when they're not. So arousal is definitely normal for waxers. That is, the ejaculation part is not normal. I've been waxing for 5 years. That doesn't happen.
And I can see that because, when men get aroused, it stretches the skin. So I can see how that can be easier versus trying to stretch out the skin yourself and applying wax and having to salt the skin and having to pull the wax. And so I can see that.
As normal as people think, that is not a thing. I don't know if that has happened to other waxers frequently, but even for females, that has never happened to me. And I know the hot wax can arouse people. That has never happened. So please don't make that a thing. Like, that just happens all the time, and you should expect that. That's very, 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 very rare. Like I said, by this time I've been waxing people for 5 years. I've probably seen thousands of bikinis and men, women, and that's never happened besides this one time. So the ejaculation part is not normal, and he was being weird and grunting already, like
No.
when I was waxing him, and I was on the bikini line. I didn't even get to his penis, honestly, and he's like, oh, I'm about to shoot, and then, like I said, I turn around, I'm about to lay another strip, and he shoots on the wall.
Oh my goodness.
He did it on the wall. I ended the service, and he was like, "Oh, Ty, I don't mean to embarrass you." I'm just like,
Period. Like, see, I don't wax men. I've never waxed men. Well, I wax my significant other, but I've never waxed men at my old job, and that's the prime example why. Because I don't want to experience that at all. But hey, to each his own. Make your money. If you do, make your money, sis. Make your money. That's just not for me. I'm good. I'm good over here with waxing vaginas. Okay, let's see what this is.
So my salon is located inside of a medical building. This is due to us also offering laser hair removal. Across from us, there is a gynecologist. So very often, their patients accidentally come to our salon. Usually we can tell they're not here for us because everyone has to sign in. But this one time, I don't know how we dropped the ball. Things like this don't happen to people, but
Okay, so she said her wax, their salon wax, whatever, is across the street from a gynecologist office.
happened to me. So my 4 o'clock appointment, I had a girl named Maria. A girl walks in with her mother, and I'm like, Maria? She goes, yeah. I'm like, your appointment's at 4, right? She goes, yeah. I'm like, all right, come on back. She signed in, came to the back. I'm like, okay, so you're going to take your bottoms off, lay down on the bed, and I'll be right in, okay? She goes, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I really don't want to do this, but I really have to. I'm like, it's okay, honey. It's really, really quick. So I give her a few minutes to undress. I come back in. She looks so nervous, which is normal for first timers. She's closing her eyes, so I spray her skin. She goes, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, I'm just prepping your skin for the session. She goes, oh, okay. I apply the wax on her inner thighs and mons pubis. She goes, wait, is that necessary? I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, you booked the basic, right? She goes, I think, yeah, that's what my mom booked. She goes, but why is this necessary? Does it make your job easier? I'm like, a little confused at this point, right? I'm like, no, girl, makes your life easier. We both kind of laugh. She goes, do you like what you do? I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I do this every day, all day. She goes, whoa, a lot of people get this done all day long. I'm like, of course. It's like a normal thing now. She goes, whoa, I was feeling ashamed. I thought it was going to be just a pill and that's it. I'm like, a pill to remove your hair? She goes, no, a pill to get an abortion. I'm like, wait, what service did you book? She goes, my mom, she booked an abortion for me. I'm like, oh my God, girl, your name is Maria. I have a Maria at 4 o'clock. She goes, no, girl, I'm not getting a wax. I'm getting an abortion. I'm like, oh my God, girl, get dressed. You are across the hall from me. She jumped up, got dressed, and went across the hall.
Wow. Wow. What are the odds? But I don't know. Me looking at that from a spiritual perspective, like maybe God led her to that spot to, to keep her from doing that. I don't know. That's what I think. But that's never happened. I think that's very rare. Something like that happens to where you go to a certain spot for one service and you're at a whole different spot for something else. So yeah, very odd. I think if we had her in the last video, story time, my client to a poop during her Brazilian wax. Am I reading that right?
Okay, TikTok. A question I get asked a lot is, what is my craziest wax experience? So I will tell y'all what the craziest wax experience I've had. And I'm Studio Kitty. I'm a professional waxer. I'm a content creator, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I had a client. I will never put anybody on blast. I had a client, this was a few years ago. She came in, she was all excited to get her wax. She was so happy. She was so overjoyed. She's laying down. I'm like, everything is all fine. I said, miss, are you on your period? This is like mid-wax. So this is like mid-wax. We're talking, we're chatting. I said, are you on your period, miss? She goes, no, I'm not on my period. I haven't been on my period in a while. I said, well, miss, it's some brown stuff coming out of you. You know what I'm saying? I think you are on your period early. Like.
Oh, why do I keep doing that? Dang it. But what was I about to say?
It was like when the Spider-Man's looking at each other, it was like coming out of you, you know what I'm saying? I think you are on your period early. It got silent real quick, and it was like when the Spider-Man's looking at each other, it was like, she said, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I've been sick all week and I had diarrhea really bad and I think that it's coming back and that's not period blood. Man, did you just shit on my table? Did did you just shit on my table, ma'am? I think you did just shit on my table. But I felt bad for the lady. Because it's like, I know that you're mortified right now. You're so embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you. I would be embarrassed. I don't want you to think you can't come back, or I'm going to judge you, or I'm going to just be like, oh my God. Because, like, oh my God, but you just shit on my table. But oh my God, like. So I made a little joke out of it. I was like, well, I'll charge you $20 shit on my table fee. I made a little joke about it. We laughed, She tipped me very well, I didn't, like, put her on blast or say anything about it. I didn't even tell the story for, like, some years. And she stayed a client and everything was fine, but, like, yeah, somebody shit on my table while I was waxing, like, yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I got kind of quiet because my door kind of opened and somebody was sitting outside. But yeah, that's never happened to me either. Like, I've had clients who have like a little poop, like in the hole, but I've never had anybody that like pooped on my bed. No, and I hope that never happens to me. But yeah, it's like, what do you say? What do you do in that moment other than try and like make a joke to help your client not feel embarrassed? Like, that's something I would do. I would try and laugh it off and make a joke about it, because that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the client, but it's like at the same time, you don't want to see that ish either. You don't. So I guess that is it for this video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know if y'all did, if y'all watched until the end. Put some diamond emojis in the comments. Yeah, for your girl. As y'all can see, I like diamonds. And my business is Wax and Skin Jam. Y'all can follow me, look me up on Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. And yeah, so that's the end of this video, y'all. I will see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.